So it is apparently National Rocky Road Day today, so I thought this is what we do. These are yummy, very chocolatey, and I've sprinkled them with some icing sugar as well. So yeah, they're great. So, okay, so shall we go through the ingredients then, people? No baking today. We are going to use the microwave, or you can put the first few things in a saucepan and do it on the hob, but I'm going to use a microwave. So first up, we've got some biscuits. So we need some biscuits in our Rocky Roads. 200 grams of biscuits. I said in the thing that it could be digestive, could be rich tea. I'm actually going to use, I don't know if you can see this, I'm going to use some ginger nuts as well. So we'll crush those up in a minute. We need 2 to 3 tablespoons of golden syrup. Weighs about between 70 and 85 grams. So it just depends how kind of gooey you want your Rocky Roads, but 2 to 3 tablespoons golden syrup, that's enough. So then we need 135 grams of butter, or it can be marge as well. So I have done a mixture of both just because I wanted to see what that's like. So next one up is dark chocolate, 200 Gs. Now in the recipe it said make sure it's got a good cocoa content. I think it's called cocoa mass content. Anyway, today I'm using this Tesco's Classic Dark. And you can see it says 74% cocoa. Now it's really funny, the supermarket brands of chocolate appear to have more cocoa mass content in them than brands like Green and Black's, Lindt, Bourneville dark chocolate for sure has only got about 39%. So you want to get a high cocoa mass chocolate for actually baking with any chocolate. So Tesco's, Aldi's, are they called Moshe Ross or Roche Moshe or something like that? But I've used Aldi's before and it's great. So that's your cocoa. Then we have 100 Gs of marshmallows. I've got the mini ones and the pink and white ones. If you've got the big ones, that's absolutely fine. What you'll need is a pair of scissors to cut them up, and your fingers will get really sticky, but that's okay because you can put them in your mouth afterwards. And then 100 grams of what I've called extras. So these are the optional extras. So in this bowl, I've got some crunchies. You wouldn't believe how long it took me in the supermarket to find some crunchies. So those, I've got some chopped up apricots, and I've got some walnuts. I like walnuts. You could put anything. You can put any dried fruit. You could put sultanas in, keep it easy. You can put any nuts in that you want. You could put crystallized ginger in. That would be nice. It would give it quite a kick. So any combination of anything that is quite firm. I mean, I think I might try it one day with some figs or some dates because I like those kind of things, or prunes. I love prunes, funnily enough. But anyway, so you could try with anything, so long as in total it's just 100 grams. Okay, now then, this one, let me show you this one. So at the end, when they're all done and you've chopped them up, you can sprinkle some icing sugar on them with, this is just a tea strainer. Sophie, Jake, Sophia, all I do is put a little spoonful, probably half a teaspoon of icing sugar in my tea strainer and just shake it over your Rocky Roads when you've cut them up. You'll only need half a teaspoon of icing sugar. It goes a long way. So then you can see Sophie, Jake and Sophia. Can you see all the icing sugar on top of that? It just makes it look pretty. Okay, but so I've got to chop my chocolate up on here. Obviously it's too big like that. So if you've got chocolate, or if you're using big marshmallows, we'll cut those up. You can cut those up first. And we also need to smash up our biscuits. Now digestives are dead easy. You can just break them. Can you see? Simple. You need some crumbs and some big bits. So you can just break them in your fingers. Rich tea, I think they might be a bit harder, so you might have to get a rolling pin or a spoon for that. These ginger nuts are hard, so I've got my trusty rolling pin. I'm going to smash those in a little minute. But I'm just so we'll do the biscuits first. So you can see I'm just smashing up my ginger nuts with my rolling pin, and it'll get the digestive biscuit that I forgot, and it will break up the other lumps as well a bit more. Okay guys, let me know when you're back from your biscuits. You're all done. So next thing then is the chocolate, if you've not chopped it up already. I guess you could use chocolate. You couldn't use chocolate buttons because there's not enough cocoa in them. I don't know, you can't get dark chocolate buttons, can you? I'm not sure whether you can or not. I've never seen any anyway. So you're best sticking with your bar of chocolate. So again, all you need to do, knife, I do mine this way rather than trying to break it with my hands. So I've got two types of chocolate. That's the difference. That will show you the difference. I hope you can see that. That is Bourneville. That is Tesco's own. And you can see that the Tesco's own brand is a lot darker, which means there's more cocoa mass in it. Okay, lovely. Job done. So again, everyone, just give me a thumbs up when you're back from chopping up your chocolate. So that's good. What I didn't show you, which I should have done, is the pan. So it's my same trusty old pan, this square one. As usual, I've lined it with baking paper. So if you haven't got baking paper, just put some butter over the pan at the bottom and a little bit up the sides as well, so you can get this out easy. You'll see this week, because I had that catastrophe, was it last week, with the tea loaf, where the tea loaf caught on the side of the baking parchment and it fell over. I've just used some clips to hold this back. So next up, if we're all ready, we're going to put this in the microwave. So I've got my golden syrup, and into that just add your chocolate really carefully. These three ingredients, it obviously doesn't matter which order you put them in. So, and then you get your butter and put your butter in too. Put that in the bowl. Okay, that's that. Now we're going to put this in the microwave in probably 30-second bursts, and that's because I don't want the chocolate to burn. Oh, sorry, it's in front of you, isn't it? So just in 30-second bursts. This quantity actually will probably do it. Let's do a minute. Let's do a minute to start with. That'll be fine. And then 30 seconds after that. Why have I not got any power? Fab. So I'll put that in for a minute. I'll take it out. We'll give it a stir round. Okay, so let's do that. And then we'll probably have to put it in for another 30 seconds after that. So all we're doing is just melting the chocolate and the golden syrup and the butter all together. But like I say, we don't want it to burn. Right, so folks, can you see what mine's come out like? So it doesn't look as though the chocolate's done anything, but we'll give it a stir. And look, can you see? Chocolate kids you. So see how it's melted? Where are you? So Sophia, Jake and Sophie, see how the chocolate's melted and yet it didn't look as though it had? So we just need to stir that round for a bit till it combines a little bit, and then we'll put it back in again. Did you see that, guys? Fab. Let's just take this off here. It would just chop it on its own. It would be like, you know, those Rice Krispie treaty type things, or cornflake treaty type things. So another 30 seconds, guys. So it is a bit warm, but that won't matter over much, I don't think. So we'll just kind of stir it for 30 seconds. Just keep the chocolate moving so that it doesn't start to set up. Just for about, I don't know, 30 seconds or so, just to let it cool down a little bit. Well, next thing, stir in your biscuits. Now, we're going to stir these things in one at a time rather than all at once. And that's just so to make sure that it all gets coated well. So just stir in your biscuits, guys. And we need to make sure that the chocolate covers each bit of biscuit. Okay, so then I'm going to put the marshmallows in. And stir those in. And then put your other 100 grams of whatever you want in it. Crunchies are really nice in Rocky Roads, actually. And put your crunchies in. Now, dead simple, guys. All we need to do is to put it in the pan and squash it down. So I've got a spoon, big spoon, to help me put it in the pan and to squash it down. So that's next. Smash it, pop it in. So just put it in as a pile in the middle, and then you can push it out to the sides. You could put cherries in this as well. Not many people like glacé cherries. I do, but you could put, they would look quite pretty, because it would, you know, the red and the dark chocolate together, that would look quite nice. And these would make a really nice Christmas present, or a birthday present, or a celebration present, because when you cut them up, if you then put them in like a little cellophane bag, you can get them on Amazon, little sweets bag, tie them around with ribbon, and you've got a really nice gift to give to a member of your family. Grab a spoon, and then, just make sure you can see, just push it down into the corners of your bowl, of your pan. I don't know if you've got a pan. This isn't going to do it, this quantity isn't going to make a decent rectangular tray bake size. It's not going to be deep enough. So if you haven't got a square pan, use an ordinary cake tin. That'd be good. And then just when you've put it all in, smooth it into the corners and press it down a bit. Just make sure that everything is covered in this chocolate. That goes into the fridge for a minimum of 2 hours, okay? And leave it to cool for 2 hours before you touch it. So let me just look at the questions. Carol, I can't smell it, but I'm still drooling. Oh God, they are good, Carol. Like that. So you don't need a serrated one. It's not going to work with a serrated one. Use a flat bladed knife like that to cut it into squares, or just cut it into 4 big rocky roads.